I'm not sure if it's working. Is it? Okay, so welcome again to the international update presentation. So what's going on in the international level since our last national platform, it was mini-national platform in Prešov. So new event fundraising guidelines were released. I'm not sure if Maciej mentioned, maybe yes, or maybe he will mention it later. But basically, this document contains support for it is support for the organization committees of events, and it is divided into several parts. So when you can find all the essential tips and tricks that you can use in fundraising your events. Then there is still the open call for international committees is still open. In the committees that are recruited in our finance committee, communication committee, and IT committee, and it is open until 6th of May. So if you are still considering to apply for one of the committees, please let's do it. The other thing that is going on is ESN volunteer survey. This was already mentioned by Dodo yesterday. It is open until 15th of May. We as ESN Slovakia, we are still missing some inputs. When I last checked it, it was around 34 answers. So please, people, do it. It's really essential for network to develop, to find out what the network really needs and what us volunteers what we need. So let's do this. And there were the election of regional coordinators. There are people who are supposed to work closely with national board's coordinator and help him to further develop the regional platforms and work on agenda and make regional platforms more suitable for the needs of the network and people. Since the last national platform, there have been 3 sections in the Spotlight winners, and in March it was International Students Club Velte Brno. So then in April and May there were 2 sections from ESN Spain, and there is brand new campaign from ICE, International Committee for Education. It is Education Champion Project, and ICE is looking or wants to promote and award the best education practices in our network. More info will be sent soon to the mailing list, and both sections and countries can apply, and deadline to apply will be each month, the last day of the month. So if your section has something that it is proud of, let's do this and let's apply for this prize. And that's all for me from the international update.
Okay, thank you. We have no questions for the presentation, so now I would like to invite Juni for the what happened at AGM presentation.
No gossips will be there. Нет, AGM summary. Takže, yeah, report was sent, so the ones who want very detailed information can read it, but here I will give some very brief summary of the main results of AGM. So it is annual general meeting for those who don't know, so the whole network, all 500 sections meet once a year and it's the highest statutory body of our network, so all important decisions are taken. So our delegation at AGM, 19 beauties, and all 10 sections were represented, so that's great. Yeah, we almost had one nice picture. That's the nicest I could find. Yeah, I'm repeating it, sorry. So yeah. So yeah, there's this guy. Yeah. So the main topic of AGM was of course ESN reviews, so our network was supposed to go through the biggest structural changes, but the proposal had more than 50% of yes votes, but 2/3 majority was needed, so the result is that ESN review proposal did not pass through. Right? Only thing which was approved is creation of arbitration board and audit commission, which we didn't have before. That was part of alternative proposal. So sections are still members of ESN with voting rights as before. Yeah, regarding the budget 2018, it was approved, and the main thing for you to take from this budget is that ESN card price will be increased from €1 to 150. Why? Because esncard.org 2.0 will be new or better platform which needs to be developed, and yeah, it's gonna be huge and great platform with a lot of possibilities. And also Rainer brought a lot of money to network and sections and countries, so ESN card price increase seems reasonable. What does it change for your section? Actually nothing, because you pay €2 for ESN card now, you will pay €2 later. So it is changed for ESN Slovakia, not for your sections. Then our network was supposed to update its logo and visual identity. So it was made by a professional Dutch company called Kwait and Postma. Price of it was €14,000, and we have ownership of this logo. We paid for it, so there is no way back to cancel it. This is the proposal. So on the left you can see the main logo, in the middle the proposed system for countries and sections, and on the right proposed project logos, but the network didn't really like it. So there was informal voting at AGM to know the support of sections, and it was not supported by the sections. I think 60 or 70% did not support it. But we own the logo, so there will be some more work and some possible changes to this logo, and maybe in a year there will be another voting if we like the changed version of logo and visual identity. Then international board elections for the next year. So the old board was re-elected. That means president is João Pinto, Portugal, vice president Tiana, Serbia, treasurer Tim, Belgium, then communication manager Kasper from Poland, and VPA is Jeroen from ESN Sweden, but he's Dutch. So this is how they look. They were running the network from 15th of July 2017, and they will continue until 15th of July 2019. Then future after the AGM. So even though the ESN review was not approved, that does not mean it ends. The process is going to continue. So yeah, our network really needs structural change, but probably in a different way than it was proposed now. Then logo update does not end as well. So there is more work to come. So what kind of work? We don't know at the moment, because AGM just ended almost yesterday, let's say. So this is gonna be discussed at the first CNR after AGM, which is CNR Crete in 2 weeks, and they will take decisions what to do in the future. Yeah. I don't think we have time, do we?
Well, you have 4 minutes, so if there is...
Then ask.
If there is any question about the AGM, you can ask Valentina. Okay, Valentina Nisnovieka. I'm interested about the ownership of the logo. Isn't it that the company had rights to the logo, at least the start, because they made it first time?
You mean the actual logo?
Yeah, the current logo.
Yeah.
So it's the same company who was doing
Yeah, it's the same company. They own the current logo.
Yeah.
We own the new one, but we are also allowed to use the old one. They're not gonna send us to court for breaking some ownership rights.
Alright.
So we don't own the logo we have now, but we are allowed to use it. And the new logo we own it.
Okay, thank you.
So officially it's a bit better with new logo, but it's also fine with the old logo.
Anyone else wants to ask anything? No? Okay, so thank you for the presentation. So you don't have to sit because the next presentation.
Then I think Elas will start.
So, Sila,
Máme tam klikač? Tu sa postavte túto vládu. Áno, túto.
Počkaj, to je asi moja prezentácia. Toto není váš.
Nie. Tu sa postavte tak
Na NP moja bola uploadnutá na Drive a táto bola poslaná NP. Nie od Marky Vinčinovej. Maťa, ty si poslala?
Maťa.
Ale myslím na NP mail.
Maťa.
jak sa to menuje?
Ako sa to volá?
Sila, poďme dole radšej.
Počkaj, nakoniec. Áno, ty si tiež si
na fotke. Alebo na fotke.
Johnny, ale nechajte ho, prosím, však tam sedí.
Toto je váš moment.
Díky, sme hovorili minulý práve. A na ten, čo sme ti teraz poslali, Johnko. Johnny. Nie, to je Johnnyho. Na ten, čo sme ti teraz posielali.
To som neuploadol.
Ideme tancovať?
Klikujeme dole, sadáme tam? Nie.
Tak iba tu idem.
Teraz mi to bude také divné pri Energy.
Môžeme odkráčať v kačacom chode.
Nevieme nejaký Energizer.
Nemám Energizer, nie je nejaký pripravený.
Maro,
Daj si
zatancuj.
zatiaľ Energizer niekto. Kto bude? Kde je?
Maro, zatancuj.
Dajte prezentáciu, ale nech sa tu nájde.
Nech sa nájde naša prezentácia, to je hlavné. Lebo sa môžeme ísť sami.
Poďme radšej dole. Dole? Sila ide dole.
Na kamere nastavíme na nemôžeme sa trošku tak... Vieš ešte niečo?
Čo?
Máš ešte niečo?
Ja viem len turkey.
Máme šok.
OK. Už máme tam prezentáciu, nejdeme radšej prezentovať?
We will do Turkey Energizer. Some of you may know it. So the text is, I went down to the river to take a little walk. And I came across some turkeys to have a little talk. So I washed those turkeys and I hang them on the line. Now we can eat those turkeys any old time. Okay, so we will start normally. And just kind of copycat me. So, I went down to the river. And I took a little walk. And I came across some turkeys. And we had a little talk. So I washed those turkeys. And I hang them on the line. Now we can eat those turkeys. Any old time. I went down to the river. And I took a little walk. And I came across some turkeys. And we had a little talk. So I washed those turkeys. And I hang them on the line. Now we can eat those turkeys. Any old time. I went down to the river. And I took a little walk. And I came across some turkeys. And we had a little talk. So I washed those turkeys. And I hang them on the line. Now we can eat those turkeys. Any old time. Thank you.
A ty potom ale to naše turkey bez NPčka.
Poďme na... Ty milky sú než naše, hej? Ja. Ja neviem, aký auto chcem. Čak to povieš.
Hello everyone, my name is Simona and I'm a local representative of ESN SK. And now I will shortly introduce you what is Council of Local Representatives. Who are we? What do we run? The world? Not yet. But for real, now I would like to introduce you our lovely team, our Council of Local Representatives of 10 sections of the ESN Slovakia. So you can see them here on the picture. First is Katka from ESN SCU. Then Natalia from ESN EU. She's not here with us right now, but she is probably thinking about us. Then Andrej from ESN Suba. Then Stanka from ESN Trnava. Laura ESN UKF. Patricia ESN Košice. Timo ESN UMBBB. Me, Simona ESN SUA. Katarina ESN Prešov. And Lubica ESN Unizam. What is Council of Local Representatives, or what is the structure of it? we are kind of in the middle between the national level and the local sections. In the national level, there is also partially touching us also the international level via our NR, but we are receiving information coming from the national level and spreading them in the local level, and vice versa. We are taking information or notes from our sections, and then we are sharing them with the national level. What is your, do you know what is your local actually doing in your section? Now we will shortly explain you the tasks and the responsibilities of the LRs. First, we are providing important information from national level to local level, as we said. Then we are attending monthly Skype calls, discussing all the issues and all the important topics. We are writing section reports. We are providing data and information about our sections to the national board. We are regularly completing CLR documents. Then we are representing our sections at the national or international events. We are voting in the national platforms. Actually, this is the first national platform on which it is our task to vote without delegation votes from our presidents. Then we are leading section members at the national platforms. We are communicating and cooperating with body LRs. That means we have like our twins within our CLR, and we are working together and cooperating, learning from each other. Then we are cooperating with other LRs because we are a small family within our huge ESN family, and we are working together. And then we are cooperating within small CLR working groups. Wait, what? You heard CLR working groups? CLR working groups are small groups created from, let's say, 3 or 4 LRs among our CLR. And mostly we create those working groups when there is a necessary topic to manage or to solve some issue or whatever. Lately, we were dealing with 3 tricky or important topics. First of all was future of the CLR, as we wanted to give a concrete structure of the CLR. The second working group was working on what to do with the non-active LR, and the third working group was working on what we as a CLR can do at the national platforms and how can we support the MB. Now I would like to invite representatives from the first group and speak about outcomes of the working group future of CLR.
Yeah, well, our group consisting of Stanka, Lubka, Nati, and I was focusing on the future of the CLR. So maybe how we can improve, what we can do better, and some other things. And yeah, like we were thinking that CLR could work also as a controlling organ, that we would maybe control the national boards if they are doing their work right, maybe help with audits and other stuff. But well, right now we are trying to implement the ACC, and there is also open call, or there was an open call for it. So we will see how that will do, and maybe if it won't work out and the CLR will become much more stronger, we can try this method. And the second thing that we are thinking about was creating a special meet your colleague meetings for LRs, so we could, meet as a team and get to know each other much better, so we could also work better.
Thank you. Now I'd like to invite a representative of the second working group, Patka, non-active LR.
So our group was aimed for what to do in case of in the section there is non-active LR. We decided that it can happen by the three types of problems can be there. I will not describe them all step by step, but this was practically what to do in case of, for example, the section have a problem, or practically the LR is non-active and he's not willing to do something. So we made rules what to do step by step in this case.
Okay, and as for the third working group, which was dealing with CLR and national platforms, I will slightly tell you what we were discussing about. First of all, we were talking about supporting the MB and the chairing team within suggesting some agenda topics. Then we were thinking about meeting before MP, as the MB is meeting like a few hours before the MP starting, and discuss what are we going to talk about during the MP, and also talk about the candidates. But this idea was not that strongly necessary, and we were also discussing about our CLR meetings and small sessions during the MP. And the final result, you can see now what we created, that we are standing here in front of you and talking about our tasks and what are we doing, so you can know better our work. And now I will give word to our lovely NR. We would like to thank him so much, and also to our lovely vice mayor. They are part of our family, and thank you so much.
Teraz tá druhá prezentácia, Maroš.
Chceš nás to, či máme ísť preč?
Ako chcete.
Sielame dole.
Ešte ostatní musíte. Yeah, so as we have a clear official strategy, CLR strategy, we should probably give updates at every MP. How is it going, right? So I'll just very shortly. This is who we are. You already know. So 2-year official strategy. This is my last update of it. So it started in 2017. Was initialized by Mariana, previous NR, continued by me, and it's gonna be finished by the end of 2018 by the next NR. So 3 NRs developing this strategy together, let's say. So where we are at the moment. So finally LRs officially vote. Before presidents were delegating votes all the time, since we changed our SOS recently. Then we have LRs and presidents in the definition of ESN section, again since we changed the statutes. Then how the information flow and administration is going. So we have monthly Skypes with very good attendance, so your LRs are doing good job, and usually most of them are attending, if they don't forget. Then they have to fill 4 tables, CLR document regularly. Vice NR is checking this, and the results are also satisfactory. And then we changed section reports from each half a year to each quarter. Before we had it before each big MP, now we have it before each MP, so that we are more informed on what's going on in your sections. Then regarding the MPs, they should prepare your delegations, so inform the newbies on what the MP is and lead the delegation during the MP. Then we have let's say new concept of body LRs, so it means there were 5 LR couples created, and its aim, sometimes the knowledge transfer is not really working well in sections, so this can replace bad knowledge transfer, so that the new LR gets knowledge from its older body LR, and they help each other, eventually become friends. So this idea so far works well. Then we started very lightly with CLR working groups, as you may have heard. So they should work on some current issues within the network, and they could make the change or improve things within ESN Slovakia in collaboration with National Board. But yeah, we just had mini CLR working groups. They worked for 2 weeks only, so it's very early stage. So we can continue on this idea as well for the future. Then, fortunately, both NRs had it in their candidacies to organize CLR, meet your colleagues, or team building, so this could be for the future. Then they would like to also continue in CLR working groups. Maybe they could be long-term with some real results presented to you at MPs, not by MB, but by CLR, but by LRs themselves. right? Not only NB has to change our network. And then LRs came with the idea to be sort of education element in the section, to bring some knowledge and workshops there and actively contribute during MPs, but there has been nothing done yet regarding this idea, so we can try in the future, we don't have to, it's up to us. And then I find a very important issue to solve, inactive LR, so that LR is elected, but it's not really working anything. So we don't have any mechanism how to deal with this problem in some standardized way. So this is something which we could work on in the future. And I guess that's it from me. Sit down.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. And now I would like to invite you for the presentation sustainability of sections.
Thank you. Thank you for your attention. Why do I have this presentation? It is because it was proposed in topic proposals regarding section in the crisis, and this is like that answer for this proposal. So we will discuss, or we said a lot of times during this NP we have struggles in sections regarding human resources, and that presentation will clear these things a little bit. What does it mean, sustainability section, or definition of sustainability? It's ability to maintain certain level in long term. Does it mean that your section will be at least at same level like you set up for 1, 2, 3 years? So it's not like your mandate or your ESN career ends in section and that's it. You have to think about future of your section as well. What are like factors of sustainability, or what section can call, when we can call section sustainable is this: if they have sufficient recruitment and new members. Because in ESN we have a lot of changes in members. They are going from local to national to international level. So it's very natural in ESN we are changing peoples. Maintain well-being. It is very important to think about your, or to care about your members and well-being, to do not overwork them, as well as because it can cause burnouts, demotivation, and other things. So it's really important to maintain well-being. It was also brought to the network last year, as well as I had 2 workshops about mental health and well-being. And now it's also on international level doing this. And because of that, we have also that ESN survey, ESN volunteer survey. So international level, we'll learn about problems in network regarding human resources, and they try to find common solution. Other things is very important, knowledge transfer. Because of that flow of members, we need to pass our knowledge to, let's say, new generation. And as well as leadership education with this. So because in some moments you are becoming leaders of your team. If you are becoming president, vice president, or any local board member, you are becoming leader. So it's very important. Streamlined local boards. It means section is sustainable if there is like no problems to find people for local boards. Know values, principle, vision, and mission of ESN is also very important to know how ESN works, what are their values and visions. If can someone tell me mission of ESN? No? It's our core value, not mission. But it's good. Anyone else? Irka?
Is it enriching society for international students?
No,
Or is it vision?
it's vision. It's providing a buddy system and help students on mobility programs. It's a little bit longer definition, but that's like short. And we have at least 6 principles and 6 visions, so you should try, at least check it and see what we value in ESN. And last thing is providing buddy programs. It is our very core of ESN, and ESN started with providing buddy programs. When ESN started in 1983, sorry, 83? 89? Sorry, shit. So it was first service what ESN provided, and it was buddy program. So at least if your section provide buddy program, it's good. Every other things or implementation of projects, it's up to section and capability of that section. So you don't have any limits, or I don't know, you don't have to make 10 events in 1 month. It's not the limit for that. I will tell now about ideal life cycle of ESNer. This, oh, it's old presentation. Okay, this small update. Let's call newbie in this term that is person after recruitment, and he is learning or she is learning about ESN, the basic stuff, how ESN works. After 1 or 2 months, after this update, okay, became active member. So you are delegating tasks to him, providing some responsibilities, and educating him more about ESN. Other is local board coordinator, local board or coordinator, at least 1 to 2 years. Committee member, it's not defined, but at this moment, members could be in international level as well. And national level is NP ESN SK, honor president is 1 to 2 years. So you see there is like huge fluctuation in members. They are going from bottom to the top. And also alumni, but your alumni until you fly away, they got the rainbow. Okay. We will tell now what shit happens. It is also, that should be S. So let's say some unpredicted event. For example, half of your members will go to Erasmus. That happens a lot of times. Or I don't know, you have only old members, they are leaving and you don't have enough people. So, but you still want to have many events for Erasmus students. So there is not enough member for that, so you are trying to recruit. But you are in a hurry because you don't have people and you want to make other events. So you will make recruitment, but after that there is no enough time for education of newbies. But still you want to have many events. After that, only few educated people can learn everything to new generation, and newbies starting leaving because they are not feel integrated and know everything about ESN what they need. So after that comes overloading of current members, and old members are leaving. After that you are going to try with the rest of your section, try other recruitment. But you don't have enough educated people and overloading people again. And it can cause leaving other newbies and old members as well. And after that, it's almost end of section. This can happen. This is a very bad scenario, but it can happen. But always hope there is. When something like that happens, you should take a break and evaluate. So you are providing buddy program, it's okay. You don't have to make any event at that moment, and you should stop and try think about your future in section and what they need, what section need. Choose your priorities. Recruit new members, of course, but with some strategy, some support, maybe even from national level if it's possible. Know how many people you need. Well, choose people, because if you choose, let's say, not motivated people, you are wasting time for people who are not interested in this. So they will be maybe not interested in continuing ESN develop and that. Of course, educate members and well choose future event. It can cause huge improvement if you choose well events like successful events. After that, members will be motivated and they want to continue in ESN. And of course, team building. We don't have to forget this. New members feel a lot of time not integrated. So if you have section with old members, you have to integrate also newbies. So don't tell like inside jokes and this stuff and just integrate on team building. And this is our ESN core principle and ESN care about its members. You can't forget that ESN is here because of you. Without you, there is no ESN. Erasmus students are on universities without ESN, but as I mentioned, without ESNers, there is no ESN. Thank you very much.
We don't have much time left, but
If you have any questions for this, or we will discuss also on Meet Your Colleagues for Vice President, HRs, and people who are interested in human resources.
okay, perfect. So please, you can stay here. Now we will have a presentation about the future of local vice presidents.
Okay, so I told yesterday about this presentation, and it took me a really long time to figure out how to proceed with local vice presidents. If you think it's really simple, not. In our network, it's quite diverse, and you are working literally from scratch. If you are working, for example, with communication managers or other position, they have, at least from the name of the position, you can figure out what you should do. If you are treasurer, you are taking care of finances, communication manager, about communication, and that's it. But vice president is a little bit abstract for NGOs, and usually in NGOs, vice president took really important or strategic positions. For us, it can be called like vice president of human resources. Current situation, inconsistency in task, like mentioned, no direct responses for HR. Like I mentioned, it's quite diverse. In some section, it can apply, in others not. So it's not like for whole network. Also lack of knowledge in HR, not efficient workflow because too many tasks and too diverse tasks. Lack of recognition in network, missing responsibility to our national level. This can I explain with, of course, local representatives. Now they are responsible to our national level. For example, Johnny, they are responsible to talk with him or something like that. They have to attend Skype calls and other things. But how can it be improved? With strategy and clear vision. So main thing is that local VP guide, and it contains goal of the document, explanation terms what we use in ESN. That happen a lot of time that even people don't know what board is. We are working like board, but they don't really know what is board, how board works in other companies or NGOs. So it's explained here. General position description, general personal description, so at least you should know what type of people you should look for vice presidents. And there are tasks for vice presidents divided into high, medium, and low priority. Basic instruction to the tasks, best practices, cases. That means cases are for small sections, middle-sized section, and big sections. And this guide is also And for international, so there will be case for countries without CLR of maybe and other variations. And small tips. To high priority task with our national vice president and with responses from questionnaire, we figured out this. High priority task is recruitment of new members, of course, interviews with application to ESN, integration of new members, motivation of members, organize. This I change. This should be, vice president should be responsible for education in sections. When we are thinking about this, whole local board is responsible to take workshops and small sessions because presidents, local representatives, vice president, you are taking part in national platform and other events. So generally you should bring that knowledge to your sections. Develop and implement HR plan. So it's very important to have some HR plan so you know your members. When some people are leaving, you have to be prepared for this. Active communication with president, be contact person, because usually it's responsible if you are HR. So you are taking contact with other members. And mediator is also part of usual competence of human resource manager. Medium priority, organize team buildings, delegate tasks to members to know what is happening on national level because you are, of course, vice presidents. So you are like in second in chain of leading. Part of creation agenda for section meetings, substitute president if it's needed. But we move this to medium priority because now it's also works sometimes that president make the vice president like secretary. No, vice president have their own agenda, and it shouldn't be best practice to just move work from president to vice president automatically. You should move it to whole board. If you don't have time to fulfill something, ask your local board, not just vice president. In agenda of vice president should be pretty full, so it's not like first or high priority. Low priority task, help organize events, communicate with international relationship office, and administrative work. Okay, so let's go for strategy. Preparation, it means from now until start of next semester. Raise awareness is ongoing now. During this national platform, this is raising awareness about this problem. Finishing VP guide now, like I mentioned, it's 65% done now. Prepare long-term strategy proposal for voting in network. Why is this important? Because we should act like network together to fulfill this goal and develop network. And if we have common strategy and every local vice president will be doing same, we can provide better support for national level. So as well, between local vice president, they can communicate about same problem, same tasks. National vice president will be supervising local vice president. Now it's only like overseeing or maybe just trying to handle it, but it's not supervising. Yeah. After that, they will be voting on that strategy by national platform or LRs now, providing VP guide and available materials to current VPs. Winter semester, integration of the task in sections. Of course, it's necessary to discuss this with your local board, to implement it, and to divide this task. Monthly calls, preparation recruitment strategy for, this will be like first project for local vice presidents together to prepare really high quality strategy. And every section can use it when they need it. But it will be with good promotion materials, strategy for interviews, and whole recruitment campaign. education is very necessary in this beginning. In the summer semester, evaluation of winter semester is really necessary if we needed to change something or not. Added the HR coordinator to support vice presidents. This can happen in middle-sized section and big sections. Preparation of HR plan. After winter semester, vice president should be able to prepare proper HR plan. Meet your colleagues for vice president and HRs together. It should be different than here on national platforms. It should be weekend, for example, in High Tatras or whatever. And that's it. Thank you for your attention. Any questions? Yes, Ilka?
Hello, Ilka, ESN Republic. When I saw your presentation, everything makes really great sense, but I would like to ask, in your opinion, what's the biggest difference between having the vice president according to this definition and the proper HR manager at a local level? What will be the added value to call it vice president and not to start a new position being HR manager and give the most of the tasks to the HR manager? Because right now when you have the president and the LR, so you move both of stuff all around, and maybe it starts to make sense to have a local HR manager.
If you have, you can have a direct comment.
I have comment to this that our sections, our sections in Slovakia are working more or less independently, so the board, they are making how they want it. Three positions are president, vice president, and the local representative, and the others, it's up to the sections. I know that some sections, they have already human resource manager, and some not. Some is only the VP, so maybe.
Yeah. And why it is under vice president? Because human resources are most important in ESN. Because of that, it's under vice president. It makes sense now, and after that, we will create other supportive positions.
Okay. I think it's okay. Thanks.
Other questions? For now, it should be still prepared properly, whole this process, so I think it will start in winter semester preparation and it will be available in next semester or as soon as possible.
Anyone else has a question?
We still need to finish fully this strategy.
Is it a question?
Okay.
Nobody? Okay, thank you for the presentation. And I would like to invite Maki and Piero for the presentation about Scanball.
My check. Go for it. Go. My check.
Don't waste time. Here's Piero. He had also a presentation at NP Živé about the Scanball. There was one trip we tried. I mean, it wasn't booked full, but it wasn't really bad because we had some reservations, and we would like to continue or try a new one, but maybe with a little bit in the different way. And so Piero will have a few slides, and
Perfect. Yes, thank you, Mate. We're very happy to be here again. Hello, everyone. My name is Piero, but my name is. Let's move on. It's the second time I'm here to present also the company I'm working for, and we are a travel agency. We're a group travel agency. We have several partnerships with different ESN countries, as well as with a lot of ESN sections. It is correct that we tried and we faced some challenges. However, I think that in the way we did, it was very beneficial, because for us it's very important to see how you guys work, how you guys do things, and how we can benefit from each other. So the first actually slide is the same as last time, so if you've been to Žilina, you can more or less remember this. My name is Piero again. I work for this tour operator, and since 2005 this company has been always cooperating with ESN. So as you can see, it's 13 years. I'm really bad with math, but I think 2005 to 2018 is 13, I think. Is everyone alive right now? I see so many fresh faces, it's insane. Yes?
Yes.
No? Perfect. Good. So, we operate all over Europe, and we have partnerships with 6 other national boards. I'm saying other because the cooperation with Slovakia is slowly building up, and we would really like to develop it, as well as you have 2 amazing guests, and not, well, more than 2, because one country came with I don't know how many. And we are slowly also building up with Czech Republic and also with Austria, because we want to develop this part of Europe that we believe has a huge potential in bringing not only Erasmus students and international students to other countries, but also bringing them here. When I saw the photos of your national trip, fuck, I also wanted to participate. So if you do it again, please let me know in advance. I'll be happy to participate, because I find that I love nature, I love mountains, but I live in a country where mountains are maximum 165 meters above the sea level, so that's not even a mountain. So if you do actually organize these kind of events, please let me know, because I'm really into hiking. I did myself, and I do myself a lot of hiking. Anyways, the target group is the same as ESN. It's more or less 18 to 35-year-old students, and we provide the group travels for them in cooperation with ESN. So it's not our trip, but it's a co-creation of the 2 parties, because then co-creating together we can create a better outcome. So how do we work? We're very flexible. We don't have, I mentioned it quite a lot, one size fits all. Not really. I generally tell this to the girls I'm trying to hit on, but it doesn't always work, and it doesn't always work with the company I'm working for. So the way it works in Denmark is completely different than the way it works here in Slovakia, and the way it works in Slovakia will be different than the way in Austria as well, and in Czech Republic. So we need to know how it can work here in order to make it even more successful, even more beneficial for both of us. Since we are a tour operator operating in Europe, we take care of everything. So we have to fulfill certain regulations from the EU. So in case a trip gets cancelled, and sometimes shit happens, it's no problem. We're not going to ask for you to pay for anything. We take responsibility for everything. That means if a trip gets cancelled, it's on us and it's not on you. We're not going to charge you for anything. It never happened, and it never will, or at least as long as I will work for the company. Afterwards, well, I'm not going to be here, so fuck it. No, it will not happen, because we have to have certain regulations from the EU, and that's how it works. So, since last NP, what we did, we agreed on a trip. That was the Dalmatia Explorer. It's very nice that we have someone actually from that beautiful area. So it's very nice. We promoted it, and the promotion actually was kind of successful. We had a few bookings. However, since we cooperate with hostels, bus company, especially hostels, because the bus company, they don't really care about that, but hostels, they have a deadline, and if we don't fulfill that requirement, we need to pay deposits, and the deposit is non-refundable, so we had to cancel it before losing money. That doesn't mean that we don't want to do it again. We still believe in this. This is why I'm still here, and this is why I'm presenting for this company, because we believe in this network as well as we believe in this region. We are also in communication with being present at SEP. Hopefully this might happen. I really believe that it should happen, because again, we want to develop this part of Europe that is unfortunately not seen very well from some companies, and we believe in this potential, and we want to bring more and more people to see not only Slovakia but other areas close to Slovakia as well. So we had to cancel the trip. That was unfortunate. We had 23 bookings, and the minimum for this trip was 40, so we were missing some numbers. However, consider that spring semester is when there are not many students. So we tried, and it's okay. We learn, like everything. So where to go? We would like to continue the collaboration. This is why I think I've been invited to be here. I don't know. I hope. National board is sleeping. It's fine. No, I'm just kidding. And so we are suggesting, since we know, before coming to Slovakia for the first time, I didn't know how, even though it's a very tiny country, how big the distance is between one part and the other. And then I did my homework. I discovered that sometimes it takes a long time. So we would like to suggest 2 different destinations from western sections and for eastern sections. Of course, you don't have to provide us any information now, and you don't have to tell me now in plenum, but you can approach myself or other people and let us know. We would like to have 2 different destinations. This is not replacing your national trip. This is not replacing at all. This is creating something else that is not competing at all. We don't want to do that. If the dates are competing, we will change our event to another date that fits the network. I would like to stress again, we're not here to take anything away from the opportunity of your students to go to your national trip. So we would like to bring the eastern sections to Ukraine, because Ukraine is not explored, and it is a beautiful country. So we can also take you to Chernobyl. Some people might come back a little bit different, but that's a beautiful part of going to a place where there are radiations. And the western sections, the idea is to continue with this trip if there is the interest, or if not, we can implement and change some things. We would like also to include in the Dalmatia, include in the not only the planning, but if we're sleeping in certain cities, to include the ESN sections there. Because then it can strengthen the cooperation with Croatian sections, and then eventually also Croatia is interested in sending some students to Slovakia, because you're not that far away, and Slovakia itself has a lot to offer. How much time do we have left? Also the CT is sleeping. Okay, perfect. So, did I go back? Yeah, sorry. So, well, I presented this already last time, but the idea is of this trip is you're not visiting one country, but you're visiting 3 countries. Because you have the opportunity to go to Croatia, but then you also have the opportunity to go to Bosnia and Montenegro. So it's 3 countries in one, and for some people 3 is a magic number. I don't know, it's up to you, but it's not only one trip and one country, but it's more countries in one. And the price is according to what is this semester, but for next semester, we'll try to include as much as possible and have it even more affordable, because we know that some students might say, oh, it's a lot of money. People, it's a 5.5-day event, and we try to keep it as affordable as possible. It can be still a lot of money. However, my boss needs to make a living out of it, and it's a for-profit company, so it's not a non-profit like ESN, so the price is what it is. But we try to be as affordable as possible with the price. It's the same thing as last time. We try to include as much as possible. If the weather allows it, this is a very nice place. You can also ask maybe the person that comes from that lovely country, that maybe she has been there. And if not, please Google it. It's really mind-blowing, and it's beautiful to see and to experience. The weather is going to be very nice, because it's, oh no, shit. We are going there, okay, we're going there in September, and September is still warm enough so people can go for a swim, and you are not going to freeze. If there are people coming like me from Denmark, well, we swim also with 4 or 5 degrees, and I also do it. It's very good for your health. But it's going to be warmer in Croatia. So the idea is, yes, the idea is to get some feedback on not now, just for you to think, and then see and provide feedback to, if you prefer to myself, you can do that, sending me an email or calling me, or to your national partnership manager.
Yeah, I would like to add, like, if we can talk about this during the dinner tomorrow. We don't have to talk. We don't have time to talk about this now.
And about the next steps, I think I will inform sections, so I think probably president, and you will be able to decide if you want to take part in it or you don't want to take part in it. Yeah, of course, as we mentioned, if you take part in it, if you get the bookings, you have also some money from the sections, and so on, so on. But I will talk about more with the president, because it's not time for me.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Is there anyone who has any question that cannot wait until later and wants to ask it now? No? Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Since we still have time, we have time, so now we will continue with the presentation about the
It's,
and
It's quite slow. Okay.
that we didn't manage to.
Yeah, guys, please be quiet. I don't want to waste so much time. So this is the presentation about our new partner, Leo Express, which is a train and bus company. Okay, this is where they operate. They have more than 120 destinations in 7 European countries, but mostly Slovakia, Czech Republic. They are going like low to Poland, Warsaw, Ukraine, and also Budapest as well. Yeah, so they have a bus. They have mostly buses, but they have also train lines. Yeah, but you can Google them.
And what is green?
Green is the German lines. They cooperate a bit with the Flixbus, and they are also selling some lines in Germany, or operating some lines in Germany under the Flixbus. Yeah, with them. Yeah, their fleet: buses, microbuses, trains. Yeah, they offer also airport transfers. For example, yeah, from the multiple airports. A lot of the Erasmus students, especially to eastern part of Slovakia, like to Košice, Prešov, Žilina, they can arrive to Katowice, Krakow airport, and yeah, they have lines directly from the Krakow airport, to, I think, or Katowice to Slovakia cities. So those are quite good. Yeah, Prague, Košice, Krakow, Munich, Dresden, Warsaw, Salzburg, and Lviv. The last one, for example. What our cooperation bring us? With the ESN card, there is a 15% discount to all Leo Express lines. They don't have to use any code. They just go to the web and choose the ESN card is an option when they want to like pay or apply when they are buying tickets. Yeah, they are publishing some tips for the destinations. And yeah, that's it. Wait. I think tomorrow you will receive, you will find on your mail a small gift from them. It's some discount. Everyone will get the email. Thank you. Yeah, and the second partner which we have, is a Prozis. It's one of the largest nutrition food company in Europe. It is from the city close to the Porto in Portugal, so it's a Portuguese company. Yeah, they are European leader in the sport nutrition and functional food. They were operating mostly in the southern Europe, like Spain, Portugal, France. However, they want to reach other regions as well, because now the shipping is very easy by courier. They can deliver to every European country. It's not a problem. Yeah, vision. I'm not going to read everything. You can read. Yeah, they have over 1.5 million clients all over the world. 40% annual growth rate, according to them. I don't know if it's true. and they sell to 120 countries. I believe them. Yeah, mostly they have a lot of products made in Europe, which is quite good. I think all these bottles, protein snacks are made in Portugal, so yeah, it's quite interesting. They are not from China, maybe. Yeah, also offices in Brazil, USA. They send over 8,000 orders every day, and yeah, they offer 200 brands, blah blah blah, and they have pages in the different languages. So yeah, they have a collaborator. They cooperate also with the clubs, like I think Benfica, Lisbon, and all these famous sports clubs cooperate with them. So it's quite good. They choose ESN as well. Okay, this is about them, and one more. And about the summer partnership, yeah, they cooperate with the companies. The most important for ESN Slovakia, we have a discount code ESN SK. It's 10% discount for every order, and they can use it in every store because they have a Slovak version, they have Italian version, blah blah blah, Spanish. So even when the Erasmus students come back to their home country, they can still using this code. And what's good, we have a provision for each code used. So even if they return home and still using 10% discount, we have a provision from them. It's quite interesting. Yeah, they are willing to provide us some small gadgets like the bottles and whatever. It will depend on the cooperation. And yeah, more or less that's it. Take a look at their webpage, take a look at their prices, and maybe you'll like it, maybe Erasmus students will like it. And yeah, it's good to make a sport every day, so yeah. Our president knows about it, so he can tell you more. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
More.
Does anybody have a question to this? No? Okay, thank you. So now we will move on to the presentation about NP Czechoslovakia, Ostrava 2018. And then we have O0
Good. Okay, so hello again. I'm sorry for international guests. The slides are in Czechoslovak, whatever, but there are more pictures than some text, so don't worry. So I would like to present our candidacy. Since it was approved by the ESN Czech Republic, it also needs to be approved by the ESN Slovakia. So it will be held in Ostrava. If you don't know where is Ostrava. Okay. Yeah. Good. So it's kind of like in central of our lovely republics. So it's like close enough for everyone. It will be held in the very last day of the August and till the 2nd of September. It will be held in the Technical University of Ostrava. This is like how our campus looks like. You will be living in our dorms, which are renovated. There is like EdRoam and the Wi-Fi in the dorms also. There is like no shared bathroom of like something as you can expect from the dorms. And this is the picture how it looks like, but this is actually pictures from my room 2 years ago, but it can still looks like this. We will have plenaries and a small session in the Faculty of Electrotechnical something. It's a very new building, so I hope you will like it. It will be like 5 minutes because we have everything in the campus, so it's 5 minutes from the dorms. So like you wouldn't get like lost and you wouldn't not have to like go far away. About the food, we will be eating in the canteen, in the school canteen. So this is like kind of warning for us that yeah, the quality of food like can be like this in the school canteen. It's not like, I mean, like it's not the restaurant, it's just the school canteen, and it's because of the costs. And the coffee breaks will be at the place, the breakfast will be at the dorms, we have the special room for it. What we are planning to do at the free time, since we have like the supercomputer, this building is like 45th fastest computer in the world, but it's like decreasing like every month. We can do an excursion inside this supercomputer. If it will be interesting for like to touch some servers and so on. I don't know what to do there. Then we have the mini golf and the barbecue area at the dorms. So we are planning to make some like icebreaker at making some barbecue, and we can also make you some like quick guides through our like Vítkovice, which is like the UNESCO heritage. But it's like optional, and that's the price for the event. As some of you know, this platform is not supported by like the national boards or by the national partners. So mainly we have only like our university money, some grants we had applied for it, but mostly this is like the only event without some like special funding, special money. That's why the price is not maybe higher for you, but for the Czech participant, the price is like double that they are used to pay before. And as it is written there, is like in the price is like included everything. So, and yeah, that's it. Thank you.
We have the question round, so if you want to ask anything, just raise your hand, please. No questions? Anyone? Okay.
Friends from Germany this time. Is there also an open call or for the other countries?
Hello. Thank you for the question. Was discussing it right like yesterday. The idea is about joining like Czech Republic and Slovakia together. So it will be not open for like for the whole Europe, because we want to hold our platform mostly in Czech and Slovak, not in English. So it will be, I guess, worthless for you.
Okay. Anyone else? No more questions? Okay, thank you, gentlemen, for the presentation. So this is the end of the afternoon block of plenaries. But before we move to the dinner, I would like to ask someone from the OC for the OC announcement.
Okay, guys, I have several announcements. The first I will start with the social program. The pickup will be at 9 in front of your hotel. Please be there on time. We will go to one disco club. Its name is Monkey, and we will have karaoke there. Actually, the other information about the social program, the entrance for free is only until 11. This time, this club is only for us. After that time, there can come also the other people, and if you will be late and you will come after these hours, you will pay 2.50 cents. So please come at 2.50. Okay. Do you understand everything about the social program? Yes. Yes. Okay. So about tomorrow, you will again pick up in the morning, but tomorrow it will be only one pickup. It will be at 8 o'clock, and it will be me. As please, you should
take all your stuff, so luggage, and you will bring here. There will be this room. You will put there everything. And the last announcement, we are like the hotel made a complaint about the yesterday because there was so noise and you don't respect the silent night hours. So please be respectful. You are not there alone. There are living also the other people, and the silent night hours are in Slovak only until 10. So, and it will repeat tonight. We have to pay some fine, but we don't have money for pay this fine. I don't know the price, and I don't want to know this price. Actually, if this happened this night, the person who made the noise will be responsible for paying this fine. So please be respectful and have good. Enjoy your nightlife and alcohol outside, please. Or maybe you can also live there, but not. So people don't be on the corridor, please.
We really don't have money for extra fine. So really, if somebody will make noise in the night, we will search for you and you
And for Slovak section who have also potential new LR here, you can take him with